Academy point knot. In the 11 car, Richard Snively III. In the J11R, Jason DiGerano. In the 151, Anastasia Blue. In the 51, Jamin Fitch.
Thank you, buddy.
Couple of our cars are not numbered, but that's okay. They're going to be out there racing around as well. Gavin Root, along with Hayden Root. In the 8, Ty Johnson. In the 14, Lillian Thomas. In the 400, Grayson Riley. In the 66, Lillian Alexander. In the number 9, Madison Downing. In the 7, Carson Downing. In the number 1, Kendall Jackson. And in the 57 car, Tyler Fuchs. And before they get started out there here in just a moment, give a gigantic round of applause to all these young ladies and young men out there, maybe many of them for the first time. Sure, I got $5 for you. We're just about ready to wrap this up. We'll be handing out some trophies to all the young folks participating tonight.
Come up here with me.
In the 151, Anastasia Wu. Riding the 3-car, Jordan Spillman. In the 1-car, Kendall Jackson. In the 9-car, Blue Jeep, Madison Downing. In the 57, Tyler Butts.
Yeah, Tyler!
In the 66, Lillian Alexander. In the 36, Riley Warther. In the J11R, Jason DiToronto. And our other trophy recipient of the 713, Haley Huff. So if you will, a big round of applause for all 10 of our trophy winners and all 22 of our drivers in the Youngsters Heat tonight.
Number one of the JD Byrider Demolition Derby tonight. In the 14 cars, favorite Central from Sugar Creek. In the 151 Express Bloom from Denison. The riding is Newcomer Sound, Danny Wallop. In the 10, David McKibben from River City. In the 37 in Iowa Mazzolini from Tuscany. In the 67, Lindemann from Northville. In the 400 over Justin Riley. In the 42, recovers down, Blake Bronson. In the base 24, Jeff Hudson McGilly. In the 913, Matthew Reynolds from Yorkville. In the 812X in Philadelphia's Samuel Reynolds. In the 87, TJ Stout from the Cumberstown. And in the 1925X in Philadelphia, Daniel Parker. We started this JD Byrider heat number 1 with 13 cars. Yeah, we got flames out there right now, so you can see the firefighters rolling out to the middle of the derby ring. We'll let you know who is still out there rocking and rolling around our derby ring. In the 88, Danny Ross from Newcomerstown. In the 913, Yorkville, Matthew Reynolds. Tyler Mazzolini from Tusky in the 37M. TJ Stout from Newcomerstown in the 87. In the 67, Todd Swindleman from Uricville. As you can see, a quick-moving JD Byrider heat number 1 tonight. Our top 3 finishers, a trophy and prize money, and in 4th place, awarded a trophy. So the top 3, prize money and a trophy. Number 4, a trophy. It is all a part of the JD Byrider heat number 1. Contending for those trophies and that cash. In the 67 car. Red with white lettering and numbering, that's Todd Swindleman from Uricville. In the 400, red with black numbers and letters, silver, Justin Riley. As you see the 2 red ones, flashing in the middle of the derby ring, Justin Riley and Todd Swindleman. Also still moving in the 87 from down Newcomerstown way, TJ Stout. 13 from the Twin Cities, Matthew Reynolds. Remember, as you watch our JV Biolader, heat number 1, for that matter, all of our heats tonight, really the only rules that you're looking for are no driver's side door hits. You can see all those driver's side doors painted orange. No driver's side door hits. And if your vehicle stalls out, you got 2 minutes to get that bad boy running again. So, if you go longer than 2 minutes, you are disqualified. So back up and over that derby wall, as you can see with your own eyes. That's Matthew Reynolds from Uricksville, so he probably ain't going nowhere for that shot. As the red flag and the red light. Oh, light up. Green light. Once again up. Still rolling around in the 67 Dodge Swivelman of Uricksville. In the 67, Dodge Swivelman. Meanwhile, in the 400, Justin Riley from Dover. And right there in the 87, DJ Stout from Newcomerstown. So it looks like those three going for our top 3 spots. Heat number 1, the JV Biolader Demolition Derby tonight. Started with 13, down to 3. Justin Riley in the 400 right in the middle of the derby ring. He goes head on with CJ Stout from Newcomerstown. And in the red with the white letters and numbers, driving the 67 from down Twin Cities way, Todd Swivelman. So those three going for the top 3 in heat number 1 tonight. So CJ Stout, Justin Riley, and Todd Swivelman still out there battling for those top 3 spots. And not too often when you watch a derby heat, you can see 3 of these cars hang around for this length of time. Justin Riley from Dover and CJ Stout from Newcomerstown, stuck together, if you will, up in the northwest corner of the derby ring. And now they break apart. Swindleman O'Reilly in the corner, down to your right, front of the Derby ring. DJ Stout from the Cumberstown says, that's it, I'm done. So we're down to the 400 of Justin Riley from Dover, the 67 Tom Swindleman, battling for the top spot in heat number 1 of this JD Byrider 2014 Tuscarawas County Fair Demolition Derby tonight. Justin over by the Derby ring entrance, and those two play a little do-si-do out here right in front of you. Battling for the top spot, money and a trophy. Now when you get this late in a Derby heat, eventually what you might see is both cars start to struggle to make ground, and what that eventually comes down to, if we have one of those situations, is which car has the last hit. And that would determine a winner. And to see Justin's car pushing Todd's car up into the corner of that ring, up on the northeast side of the Derby ring. And all this hard hitting, smashing and crashing in heat number 1 being brought to you by Tony and the great folks at JD Byrider in Dover. Justin Riley from Dover in the 400. Justin's car right around the front of the Derby ring now, and you see Todd Swindleman's car. It is also red, but it's got the more distinctive white lettering and numbers. Those two go at it. Justin and Todd battling for the top spot in heat number 1 tonight. Well, Justin Riley got to restart it. Now, Todd Swindleman going to chase him in reverse around the front of the Derby ring. As the Riley car hits Swindleman, now those two are sort of tied up, but they quickly break apart. Two guys from what started as 13 here in the opening heat of the Derby.
Don Swindleman of 67 stalled out right now, trying to get it restarted as Justin Riley hits him on the passenger side door. That's going to bring heat number 1 for the J.D. Byrider Demolition Derby to a close. We will get you our official standings coming up here in just a moment. We got to a finish. Finishing in number 4 in the 88 car from Newcomerstown, Danny Ross. Finishing in 3rd, also from Newcomerstown in the 87, C.J. Stout. Finishing in 2nd place, driving to 67 from Uricksville, Todd Swindleman. And taking home the 1st place trophy and prize money in heat number 1 tonight in the 400 car, Dover's Justin Riley. 14 drivers in heat number 2, about ready to roll into our J.D. Byrider Derby ring. I would like to send out a special hello to one of my good buddies in our grandstand crowd tonight, Evan Rudd, a student over at South Elementary on the south side of New Philadelphia. Evan, thank you for coming out tonight. In heat number 2 tonight, in the 922, Jesse Krebs from Rakersville. In the 114, John Baker from Canton. In the 92, Newcomerstown, Lori Christmas. In the 22, Steve Schupp from Janaden. In the 14, Robert Dong from Dover. In the 02, Carl Gerber from Dover. In the 115 from Fort Washington, Howard Bartholomew. In the 88, Randy Hahn from Midvale. In the 75, Middle City's Kevin Reneker. In the J1, Jason D. Loretto from Dillonvale. In the 912, Carl Reynolds from Uricksville. In the 7, Zach Zimmer from Waynesburg. In the 926, Kim Bolton's Joey Morris. In the 7, from Canada's Brandon Mansfield. In the 1, George Portman from Newcomerstown. And in the 316, Hopedale Charles Fowle.
You got 16 cars running. You're going to see a lot of early and initial action. Certainly we got that. With 16 cars in heat number 2, when that green flag flew just a couple of minutes ago, 16 fight for the top 4 in JD Byrider's heat number 2 tonight. As you can see with your own bare eyes, most of these 16 are still out there. They're rocking and rolling. JD Byrider heat number 2. In the 316, Charles Prowl from Oakdale. In the J1, Jason D. Loretto from Dillondale. In the 926, for both Joey Morris. In the 75, Kevin Rediker. Carl Gerber from Dover in the 02. In the 92, Newcomerstown, Rory Christmas. Randy Hahn from Midville in the 88. Baker in the 114. Hang on, we're being red flags right now, so hang on just a moment. We quickly resume number 2. All these folks fight for the top 4 spots. Spots 1, 2, and 3 in each of ours. JD Byrider each tonight. Walking away with prize money and a trophy. The number 4 spot with a trophy. Here's who's still rolling around the ring in the 912 from Uricksville, Carl Reynolds. In the 7th from Caddis, Brandon Mansfield. In the 114, John Baker from up Stark County Way in Canton. In the 75, Kevin Rediker from Mineral City. Roy Christmas from Newcomerstown in the 92. One by one, these bad boys start to separate themselves in our JD Byrider heat number 2. Still motoring in a J1, Jason D. Loretto from Dillondale. In the 114, John Baker from Canton. Kevin Rediker from Mineral City, the 75, just did a nice job maneuvering himself off that left wall. Started with 16, down to about 5 right now. 5 battling for 4. Kevin Rediker in the 75 was pushing the J1 of Jason D. Loretto. We got one of 2 sevens still out there moving around. The 114 of John Baker from Canton. And the 92 of Rory Christmas from Newcomerstown. Well, certainly through our first 2 heats tonight, you're getting what you paid to see. Plenty of action, lots of cars. That was John Baker of Kent who had it in reverse and hit the 75 car of Kevin Rediker. So it's Baker and Rediker. Baker in the 114. John just had it in reverse, popped a couple of more cars. Jason D. Loretto getting that J1 started again. And trying to get the 92 started right now is Lori Christmas.
Right now, Jason DiLoretto with the J1. The 114 of John Baker from Canton. Our only two cars moving right now as those two battling for the top spot at this point. They're chasing down one another right in front of the Derby ring with their other 14 stalled out, some already off of the clock. John Baker and Jason DiLoretto chasing one another around the other 14 who got started, and there you see them slamming into one each other. DiLoretto whipping it in reverse. Hit Baker's car, and those two still out there rolling. This is heat number 2. We got plenty of Derby action to go for you tonight. Our friends from Mid-Vid Video filming all of tonight's action over at TV tonight. A little hard to maneuver when you're operating on a rim on the driver's side front. Sparks flying all around. That's the 114 car of John Baker from Canton. Jason DiLoretto gonna put him in reverse and hit him. And Jason gonna put it in reverse and go looking for this Baker one more time. More 316 car sitting over there saying, I ain't been moving for about 15 minutes. And that will bring heat number 2 to a close. Going to give you our official standings coming up here in just a moment. 2 standings, finishing in 4th place, driving the 92 car from Newcomerstown, Lori Christmas. As the ladies cheer wildly, you got to support the ladies out here driving tonight in the number 3 car. In the number 3 position in the 75 car from Mineral City, Kevin Redeker. A great run in the 114, finishing in 2nd from Canton, John Baker. And taking home the top spot in heat number 2 from JD Byrider tonight in the J1 Gillenville, Jason DiLoretto. Our top 4 drivers. Heat number 3 from J.D. Byrider. As the cars come into the ring, you're going to see in the 61, Justin Van Fossen from Tusky. In the 35, Duke Ryan Shearer. In the R17, Raymond Morris from Pleasant City. Wood from Uricksville for heat number 3. And in the 4th, this is like shootout from the old days of the Wild West. In the 42, Taylor Jackson from Uricksville. Well, you know the great folks here in heat number 3, they're guaranteed a top 2 finish. Corey Wood in the 57 from Uricksville, Taylor Jackson, also from the Twin Cities in the 42. Now, if you were with us very early on, right around 7 o'clock, you saw some youngsters, and I do mean some youngsters, 22 of them that were right on the infield in front of the grandstand. This particular heat, number 3, sort of a youth division, if you will. As you can see, both Corey Wood and the 57, Taylor Jackson, and the 42 both have older, more experienced drivers in the car with them as they drive the vehicle. Both Corey and Taylor from the Uricksville area, 57 and 42, their car numbers. In second place in the 57 car, it's Corey Wood from Uricksville. And that means in the top spot of the 42 in our youth division, heat, Taylor Jackson from Uricksville. Copy. You will see here in heat number 4, as you can see, pickup trucks and the like. In the 61, it's going to be Justin Van Fossen from Tusky. In the 35, Ryan Shearer from New Philadelphia. In the R17, Raymond Morris from Pleasant City. And the 21Y, Mike Valley from New Philadelphia. In the 127, Jeffrey Morris from Kim Bolton. In the 117, Channing Foreman from Port Washington. In the 15, T.C. Dennison from Bolivar. And in the 30, Ricky McAfee from Jewett. Heat number 4, the J.D. Byrider Demolition Derby. And away they go.
started, we stopped, we start again. Just about all of our trucks still moving in the JDMI Rider, heat number 4. In the 117 Canning Foreman. In the 35, New Philadelphia's Ryan Spear. In the 127, Kimball, Jeffrey Morris. In the R17, Raymond Morris. In the black truck with the green letters and numbers, 61, Justin Van Fossen from Dusty. So as of this very second, here are the 4 that are still moving. Ryan Spear from New Philadelphia in the 35. In the 30, Ricky McAfee from Hewitt. in the 61, Justin Van Fossen from Tuscany. For those top 4 spots in our truck heat. Ryan Steele from New Philadelphia, the 35. The 30 of Ricky McAfee from Jewett. And the 61 of Justin Van Fossen. '61, 35, and 30. Still moving it along in heat number 4 tonight as you lock your eyes on the JD Byrider Demolition Derby. So McAfee in the 30 hits the back of Ryan Steele. Now Ryan puts it in reverse and returns the favor and drives McAfee back over near the north side of the Derby wall. Those two tangling up and 61 of Justin Van Fossen also watching in on the action. The 30, the 35, and the 61 all still going at it. The Van Fossen vehicle certainly some trouble getting that bad boy started and rolling again. So right now it's Ryan Steele from New Philly in the 35, and a Ricky McAfee from Jewett in the 30. The 30 chasing the 35, hits him in the rear. Harrison County versus Key County. Ricky McAfee from Jewett. Shears the 35, McAfee in the 30. Right over near the Derby ring entrance. So on the restart, they are down to 2. Ricky McAfee in the 30 from Jewett, Ryan Steele from New Philly in the 3-5. Battling for the championship in heat number 4 tonight. They both got it in reverse looking for one another. Little bump there right about in the middle of the Derby ring. Here driving the McAfee vehicle over near the East Derby wall, and now McAfee breaks away and comes back looking for Steer, gives him a little tap in the back. They're trying to hit each other, really they are. Ryan Steer in drive in reverse. Ricky McAfee. Steer hits him now. They return the favor job by McAfee. We're glad you're still around with us. The JT Byriders, number 4 of the closeout for 2014. Tuscarawas downstairs. They locked up for a while, bumper to bumper, they broke away. McAfee with it in reverse, hits the Steer vehicle now. Ryan rips away right in the middle of the Derby ring. Those two look for one another again and hit head on. The 35 of Ryan Steer of New Philly, the 30 of Ricky McAfee from Jewett.
standings in heat number 4 tonight for the JD Byrider Tuscarawas County Fair Demolition Derby, finishing in 4th place in the 127 from Kimbolton, Jeffrey Morris. Finishing in 3rd in the 61, Justin Van Fossen from Tusky. In 2nd place, in the 30, from down in Harrison County, Ricky McAfee. And taking home the championship trophy and prize money in heat number 4 tonight, driving the 35 truck from New Philadelphia, Ryan Shear. Tonight, in the 43, Abigail Paloli from Port Washington. In the 7, Zach Zimmer from Waynesburg. And in the 44X, Larry Smith. Your van, heat number 5 underway right now. You got 3 of them battling for the number 1 position in this van heat tonight. The 7 being driven by Zach Zimmer from Waynesburg. That's the red one. The pink one, Abigail Paloli from Port Washington in the 43. And as you can see, clearly marked with the 44X on top. Mostly in black, that's Larry Smith. All 3 of them meet up right there in the middle of that derby ring. Zach Zimmer, Larry, Abigail Paloli. All 3 of our 3 still, as you can see, rolling around that derby ring. Van heat number 5 tonight. So Larry, the 44X is waved off. That leaves us with 2, Zach Zimmer from Waynesburg in the 7th. And Abigail Palilli from Forst in that team, 43. Now, ladies, you got to cheer even louder for the lady because this is just good old boys and good old boys. So all you ladies out there, give it up for Abigail as she tries to win. That's what I'm talking about. As Zach and Abigail continue to square off, a reminder for all of our drivers, if you're driving in any of our 3 remaining heats, to head to your vehicle so we can keep things moving. Again, if you are a driver in any of our 3 remaining heats, please be sure to be at your vehicle so we can keep things rolling along when this Derby heat comes to a close. The van heat, Zimmer backing into the back of Palilli, 43. They go circling around, sort of like sharks looking for that right spot to hit the other. Zimmer and Palilli both with it in reverse and just a little tap. Palilli in the pink 43, Zimmer in the red 7, right in front of you. One of them trying to strike the blow that'll end the night for the other one, and he's number 5 tonight. First place taking home a big old J.D. Byrider Championship trophy and a nice pile of cash. Hello? Lily in the pink 43 and Zimmer in the red 7 still up there on that north side of the derby ring, going at one another. Obviously in third of the top 2 spots. We only started with 3, but they want to go home with number 1, Abigail Lily in the 43 and Jack Zimmer from Waynesburg in the 7. Well, Zimmer bumped her up onto the wall, but Abby quickly off the wall, and now will back it up and backside to backside, the 7 and the 43. Here in heat number 5 tonight. So as ambient tanks continue to go at it, the longer those vehicles are out there, the more beat up they are, the more difficult they become to maneuver in the Derby ring. Who can hang on the longest? Both the Polelli van and the Zimmer van have beaten on one another for an extended period of time. One of them's trying to fire that kill shot, if you will, and win this bad boy. In heat number 5, our van heat. Abbott trying to get that thing restarted, and if you can't do that, then you're in trouble. Goes without saying. There you have it, heat number 5 on our JD Byrider Demolition Derby. Finishing in third in the 44X, Larry Papp. Finishing second in that beautiful pink 43, Abigail Bolilli from Fort Washington. And taking home that championship trophy and prize money in heat number 5 from Waynesburg, Zach Zimmer. In the 84 truck from Ragersville, Brother Graham. In the 43X from down Tuscarawas, Healy Water. In the 3, Paul Robinson from New Philadelphia. In the 18X, Dennis Kuhn Jr. from Uricksville. In the 43, Otto Polilli from Port Washington. In the 99, Glenn McAfee from Jewett. In the 44, Kyle Grill from New Philadelphia. In the 62, Hopedale's Joe Thomas. In the 10 team, Mark Thomas from Cadiz. And in the 51X, Hoopdale's Kenneth Baker, heat number 6 of our JD Byrider Demolition Derby tonight. And started in heat number 6. We're looking for one of the top 4 spots. 10 started and looking for one of the top 4 spots in heat number 6 tonight. In our bigger truck size category this evening. Wieners, who's still moving and shaking in the 43, Otto Perilli from Port Washington. In the 84,
Robert Cliff from Ragersville. Joe Thomas from Hookdale in the 62. Glenn McAfee from Jewett in the 99. That's the yellow and green one. Otto Palilli from Morton in the purple 4, the 3. And Hopedale, Kenneth Baker, the 51X. A reminder to folks who have already driven, please do not load your vehicles in front of the grandstand. Please do not load your vehicles in front of the grandstand, blocking spectator views. Otto Palilli in the 43. The 99 is Glenn McAfee from Jewett. And the 51X, Kenneth Baker from Hopedale. The green and yellow 99. Glenn McAfee from Jewett being chased around by the 51X of Kenneth Baker. So McAfee and Baker squaring off to take home the title in heat number 6 tonight. So Glenn McAfee trying to get it started up again, and whether or not he can do that, we don't know. Meanwhile, Mr. Baker got it in reverse. Trying to finish him off and clinch this championship in heat number 6 tonight, our bigger truck category. From the demo driven, here's the fair. Number 6 tonight, finishing in 4th place. Driving the 84 from Ragersville, Cody Brother Krebs. In 3rd place, in the 43. Otto Palilli from Port Washington. Finishing in 2nd, in the 99 from Harrison County, Glenn McAfee. And taking home top honors in our truck heat number 6 tonight, in the 51X from Hopedale, Ken Baker. Our JD5 Rider Demolition Derby, featuring 9 cars in the 114 J.R. Smith from New Philadelphia. In the 66-48, you'll see Jan McInturf from New Philly. In the 330, Shane Pickles from New Philadelphia. In the 517X, Glenmont, Kevin Hanna. In the 11-5Y, Justin Redeker from New Philadelphia. In the 199, Kyle Gruel from New Philly. In the 919, Chris Kaiser from New Philadelphia. In the C4 from Worcester, Mark Castillo. And in the 16, Ron Hamlin from Dover, your 9 in heat number 7 tonight. several having trouble. JD Byrider, heat number 7. Here's where you see still moving out there in the 517X and Kevin Hanna from Glenmont. In the 919 Chuck Kaiser. In the 6648, it is Dan Mackinson. And the 16 driven by Ron Hamlin from Dover. Well, the McInturf and the Hamlin vehicles are locked up, trying to break away from one another, while the 517X, Kevin Hanna just had it in reverse and hit the driver's side front of the McInturf vehicle. Now looks like all three of them might be locked up there. So McInturf escapes in the 6648, Jan McInturf, and in the 517X, you got Kevin Hanna. So those two duking it out here in heat number 7. Battling for the top 2 spots. Heat number 7, we got a heat number 8, we got a championship free-for-all remaining for you. The 2014 Tuscarawas County Fair. Why to do a close at the fairgrounds in Dover? Hannah's got that 517X in reverse and comes up and taps in front of the McInturf cars.
Anna keeps tapping on the front side of that Master vehicle, trying to finish him off and take this championship in heat number 7 tonight. Chris Kaiser. In third, driving 16 car, Ron Hamlin. Finishing in second place in the 66-48 from New Philadelphia, Jan McIntyre. And taking home the number 1 spot in heat number 7 tonight, driving the 517X from Glenmont, Kevin Hanna. In the 76, Doug Rupner from Newcomerstown. In the 69, Dover's Zach Cox. In the 6X from Byesville, Chris Spouse. In the 31, Dennis Griffin from Bolivar. In the 73, Wesley Staley from Canton. And in the 4, David Warner. This is heat number 8.
Derby. And here's his crew rolling around the Derby ring. Ride number 4, that's David Warner. It's the 6th south from Biceville. Griffin from Bolivar, the 31, all white with the black numbers on the front passenger side. We got the 4, we got the 31, the 4, David Warner, the 31, Dennis Griffin from Bolivar. With David Warner in the 4, down there the first going into the 31 of Dennis Griffin from Bolivar. Number 8, the 4 of David Warner, the 31 of Dennis Griffin. All right, now those two old boys sort of stuck together. The front of the Griffin vehicle, the rear of Warner's car. keep butting head to head. David Warner in the 4, Dennis Griffin from Bolivar in the 3-1. All right, 8 each tonight. Never a good thing when you lose your passenger side, your driver's side rear tire. Warner gonna jam it in reverse. Go looking for him again. And that's going to bring heat number 8 to a wrap up and a close.
Heat number 8, finishing in 4th in the 73 car from Canton, Wesley Staley. Finishing in 3rd in the 6X from Byesville, Chris Bells. In 2nd, in the 31 from up Bolivar Way, Dennis Griffin. And finishing in 1st in the 4, David Warner. started with 9. We started with 9. Towards the top 3 finishers tonight, so we started with 9. Gonna award the top 3. Sergeant Gibson, taking home a silver trophy from Katie Feinrocker. Completed England Day. Good. We'll move out of the 517 net. Kevin, the handoff from the West box. Also, Captain Silver from Waynesburg, the best seventh stand. Here's the 37 down the man, the leading from 17. But Katie Feinrider championship free for all. Our top 3 is going to get the money. Hang on for just a second. And the green is back.
Should be heaps should be third. And but then now zero and zero's last one in.
As long as they didn't stop.
They just did now.